Hello everybody, David Shuster here. House Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene just reminded everybody why so many lawmakers in both parties hate her and why Greene is not part of Donald Trump's cabinet. During inauguration festivities in the Capitol Rotunda, the impulsive and often abrasive Georgia lawmaker angrily cut in line. Greene admits storming ahead of other lawmakers, including Republicans.
And they were lining us up by seniority. I looked at that and I said, this is ridiculous. We need to be lining up by who supports President Trump the most. And that is, I said, that's me. And I went to the front of the line, and Marcy Kaptur happened to be standing there. And I told her, I said, look, you voted to impeach President Trump, so I'm going in front of you. And every single one of those Democrats, they did not belong in that inauguration. They voted to impeach President Trump. They wanted to lock him up for the rest of his life. They wanted to destroy his family, destroy their businesses, and they did destroy this country for 4 years. So I was sick of them. I was like, I don't care about your seniority. I'm taking it away, and I'm going to the front of the line, and that's what I did.
Greene did not mention the reaction, but according to witnesses, there was a lot of eye-rolling and muttering at Greene. Lawmakers said the processional had been described to everybody in advance, and that the time to complain about things was not at the last second. But Marjorie Taylor Greene is not known for doing any homework, and she is known, even among Republicans, for always wanting to do things her way, even if it is irritating and obnoxious to everybody else. So Greene jumped the line, and apparently lawmakers decided not to try and stop her because that would have created an even bigger and more embarrassing scene. A year ago, Marjorie Taylor Greene made it clear that she hoped to be considered as Donald Trump's running mate. Insiders in the Trump campaign were so repulsed by her, though, and her seemingly endless desire for publicity and controversy, that Greene was never even asked to submit vetting documents. In other words, she was never even considered. After Donald Trump's November victory, Greene was hoping to be considered for a cabinet post. But that consideration did not happen either. Instead, Greene was named as a House representative to the non-existent Department of Government Efficiency, a group tasked with cutting government budgets. It was sort of like throwing her a bone. But Greene has largely been ignored by Elon Musk, who's in charge of that effort, and Vivek Ramaswamy, who's also part of it, is reportedly so sickened by Marjorie Taylor Greene that he now wants nothing to do with her or the effort to cut the budget with that special organization, and as instead, Ramaswamy is plotting a run for Ohio governor. He's trying to get the hell out of Washington. By most accounts, Marjorie Taylor Greene annoys and infuriates countless fellow Republicans. Donald Trump is clearly aware of that, and so Marjorie Taylor Greene has been left having to cut in line just to get a closer seat to a Trump speech. At some point, you would think that Marjorie Taylor Greene would try to engage in some self-reflection and moderate her style, but at the moment, Greene continues to dabble in unhinged conspiracy theories and lunatic rhetoric that is even too crazy for Donald Trump. Here is Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about Democrats who politely attended the Trump inauguration.
Steve, there's no unity. No, absolutely not. No, these people would line us up in front of a firing squad and kill us if they could. We know exactly who the Democrats are. Their mask is off.
These people would line us up in front of a firing squad and kill us if they could. Marge, Democrats don't want to shoot you dead. They just want you to go back to Georgia and never bother anybody in Washington again. And that also goes for bothering Republicans. Last year, Marjorie Taylor Greene tried to force out Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson. Congressional Republican leaders and even Donald Trump told Greene to back off, but Greene moved forward anyway.
Declaring the office of Speaker of the House of Representatives to be vacant.
The boos were bipartisan.
This is the uniparty for the American people watching.
Gentlelady will suspend.
As Greene flipped her lid, some Republicans during her floor speech went outside to the Capitol steps and described Greene as a traitor and a lunatic.
Mr. Law in New York. House will be in order.
Moscow Marjorie has clearly gone off the deep end, maybe the result of a space laser. But this type of tantrum is absolutely unacceptable, and it does nothing to further the cause of the conservative movement.
When given a choice between advancing Republican priorities or allying with the Democrats to preserve his own personal power, Johnson regularly chooses to ally himself with Democrats.
In the end, 163 Democrats voted with 196 Republicans to block Greene's effort. Greene's failure was epic, and countless Republicans, including Donald Trump, have not forgotten her bullheaded stunt. So Greene has been left all alone and isolated, except on some extremist podcasts where she can make her claims about firing squads. And there's a good argument that Marjorie Taylor Greene is engaging in projection. That's a psychological term for the unconscious displacement of one's feelings onto others. Greene says Democrats want to execute her, perhaps because she actually wants to execute Democrats, and maybe a few Republicans. Well, if there's one member of Congress that lawmakers in both parties would select as the most likely to go totally nuts and shoot up the place, several lawmakers say it would be Marjorie Taylor Greene. She reportedly has few friends in Congress. She has a lot of pent-up frustration. She keeps getting spurned and humiliated by Donald Trump. And even the sequence for entering the Capitol Rotunda is a flashpoint for Greene. Given the perspective that Greene is out of control, it is no wonder her own colleagues just roll their eyes and let her cut in line. After all, the embarrassing scenes that MTG keeps creating could always get worse. By the way, Elon Musk and his SpaceX organization are now getting mocked for trying to rebrand a rocket explosion. Anybody in the space business has dealt with failure a lot. It's often how engineers and analysts learn.
That's wild, man.
But this setback in the sky became a source of unprecedented ridicule on Earth when SpaceX wrote, Starship experienced a rapid, unscheduled disassembly during its ascent burn. Check out that video at the link below. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.